Where do you see the economy or the real estate economy headed in 2024, 2025? Do you see it bottoming out? Do you see this being an inflection year? Where do you see it?
It's a great question. I think it 100% will depend on interest rates. And I do believe if I had to pull out my crystal ball, I think interest rates will drop. And so we're going to see housing prices actually go up, would be my guess. I think we're going to see rents, though, stay stable or maybe even drop a little bit. I just think that they overbuilt and now they're underbuilding. And so it's just a boom and bust thing that just happens, right? So right now we're still trying to get through, especially in cities like Austin and Denver, Nashville. They built a lot, and now we got to fill those units, and then there's not going to be enough. And then prices are going to go up again, and then it's just going to repeat this cycle. I think we're going to see some foreclosures on the apartment side, and big multifamily units are already starting to get foreclosed on. Like you said, a lot of them being handled in back channel ways and getting off market stuff, but that's going to pick up. I do not see a crash. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be eating my words here a year from now, but I don't see another 2008 happening. I used to say this in this metaphor back during COVID. Back on Bigger Pockets, I said, I feel like, like the old Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote cartoons, where like the coyote would run out across a cliff and he would just keep running. And as long as he didn't look down, he could just keep running. And then all of a sudden he would stop, and then he would look down, and that's when he would drop, right? I always said, like, we were going from one cliff to another, and we were just in the middle of the cliff. There was literally nothing holding us up at all. There's no basis of our economy not crumbling. But as long as we didn't look down, we might actually keep running and reach the other cliff on the other side. And I think we reached the other cliff. I think we're financially, as a country, solid enough now to say, okay, well, we avoided the collapse somehow miraculously, and now, now we're just back in a fairly normal cycle. Mm-hmm. That's my prediction.
That's the sentiment that I've been hearing. Yeah. That there'll be a few deals, but there's so much money on the sidelines looking for those deals that when they come available, there'll be a bidding war.
Exactly. They just get bid up. Anything that drops is just, there's so many people that want it.
Yeah.
So unless rates go up dramatically, that would be, in my mind, the only thing that could really, really hurt the economy is if rates just continue to go up. They say they're going to go down.
What if they just stayed flat, though?
I think if they stay flat, I think we're fine. Yeah. What do you think?
I mean, I feel like across the board, other than some of the bigger cities, like I know Denver, Austin, Boise, those have depreciated a little bit over the last year, but in Middle America, the Sun Belt, like you've seen not the 10, 15, 20% appreciation that we were seeing, but we've seen it going up, 2, 3, 4% over the last year and a half with interest rates at 7, 8%. And if they stay stable, I think you're going to still see that, because the huge thing, and I'm a single family guy, but in the single family realm right now, everybody's locked into their 2-3% interest rate. They're not moving. So only people that are moving are people that are typically forced to move or people that are aging into like wanting to buy a home. And because of that, there is no inventory out there. There's absolutely no inventory out there. And so housing prices aren't going to drop when there's no inventory. And when rates drop, there will be more inventory, because the people that are living in their house that they don't want to live in, but they're locked in at 3% and they're just waiting for that to happen, they will move when the interest rates drop, but so will people be buying, And so I feel like I'm really bullish on the market. I think that right now we'll be stable, and then if interest rates do drop, we'll see another crazy couple of years. Personally, I could be off, but I really have no idea. But that's what I feel.
That's what I feel too. Yeah. I think most people are on the thing, but none of us ever know.
The part of your book that I'm listening to over and over again is, how do you find the deal?
Yeah.
Because that seems like it all hinges on that,
It is. If only there was a company where you could just figure out deal flow.
Deal flow.
Cameron's got a business that we're kind of doing together here called Deal Flow. It's all about how to generate deal flow. Cam, let me ask you a question. Yeah. If you had to summarize, and this is not a sales pitch for Deal Flow, but if you just had to summarize, how do you find deals in 2024? What do you do?
Relationships. So it goes back to, even with your stuff where you're building a community, that is the best way to find deals, is by strategically building relationships.
With who?
In the single family realm, and even like the larger brokers and wholesalers, and getting creative property management companies like with you. All of the owners of these large portfolios where you're strategically building relationships. And what I tell everybody, you're not building a relationship for today. You're building a relationship for a year, 2 years, 3 years down the road. And so I've just gotten really great at building relationships. And maybe that doesn't mean I'm buying a deal the next day from that person, but that means in a year from now, when they come across a house that they want to sell, I'm the first person they think of. And so I'm staying top of mind with them. So it's building and then also managing those relationships is, to me, the most important part of finding deals in any industry, honestly.
That's a good word.
I was talking to an investor last night who she said they have 12 houses under contract right now, right? And I asked her how she got them, and she said, "Oh yeah, just all from relationships, all wholesalers, just people, other investors or wholesalers, which are basically the same at this point in that situation." But yeah, and they're going to make $250,000 off this portfolio. They're going to be wholetailing them. Like they're not even going to be fixing them up. They're going to clean them out, get the tenants out if they're bad tenants not paying rent or whatever, and then just relist them. And they think between $200,000 and $250,000 profit. And it was just off of friendship with somebody who was like, "Oh, I like working with them. They're cool." And so they brought the deal.
Well, and that's the thing is that people will sell you a house for cheaper if they like you. I mean, that truly is.
Yeah, in one of my books, I call it the likability factor.
Yeah.
Or likability discount, I think I said, is there's a discount everyone will give you. I mean, I would give a discount to somebody if I like them. In fact, I'm selling one of my properties right now for probably a $200,000 discount. It's probably worth 1.1. I'm selling it for $900. Now, I don't have to pay realtor fees because it's to a friend, but I'm giving it then arguably a $140,000 discount because I like the guy. I work with him. He's one of my employees.
He is one of the best.
And he's one of the best people. Yeah, one of the best people in the world. So I'm like, there's a likability number. And the more you like somebody, the more discount, and the more I want to see him succeed and win. And I don't need to maximize every dollar. And it solves my problem. I don't have to list it and get it cleaned up and deal with this and that. And it's just easy. And he's going to win because of that. And so, yeah, and there's people like me all around the country at every price point, every type of property, who just like to do business with people they like. So relationships.
Well, and I even found with the likability factor, maybe it's not for a deal, but maybe you're connecting with somebody that's in your industry that's just way better than you. And then they're going to help mentor you and they're going to coach you. Because that's honestly one of the ways that I was able to grow is I just became really great friends with people that were already in my industry that were crushing it, and they took me under their wing. And for them, it didn't feel like, oh, this is some guy like that I have to mentor. And, they just saw me as a friend. And because of that, they were able to help me. But the likability and the community factor is to me the number one way to grow a real estate business.
Love it.
That's helpful.
Yeah.